I just had 4 cyclists pass me. I pulled over to dig some stuff out of my bag, and all 4 of them slowed down to see if I needed help. Now, I know some of you are like, why is that such a revelation? Well, when you come from a place where having it flat and having your bike in various pieces still means no one's going to stop, no one's going to ask you if you need help, to finally experience that is amazing. Perfect strangers stopping to help us fellow cyclists. I knew it could be like this. It just took me coming, 1,000 miles away to feel it. Again, trial was worthwhile. You should try it sometime. I think the orange shirt was overdue for some laundry. I did a sink wash and it still stood up straight and saluted. So it was time to break out a second shirt. I just left the campground, headed down the trail, Gap Trail in effect, and I'm debating on stopping at Martin's Foods. Now, this won't sound significant to anyone else, but Gary Solomon is at home reading this going, he's not going to make it. Because he knows I will not leave my bike unattended longer than a few minutes, even with the bike lock. Call it paranoia, call it what you will. I just do not trust bike locks. And invariably, I always come out to a crowd around my bike, whether it be little kids sitting on it or people pointing at it trying to figure out what it is. So it's always a conversation starter. That part I can deal with. It's the will it still be there unplayed with part that I have trouble with. I haven't often had trouble, but I have had an occasional person try to figure out how things were buckled and attached, so it gets messy. And then there are those that believe it's not my bike, so they try to keep me from my own bike, and that never goes well. So, from what I can gather on the internet, Martin's Foods is like the equivalent to Whole Foods back home. Upper scale, a little bit higher price, better quality. That part I like. If I might add, I did find my lock, so I have a way of locking the bike again. But there's still that I'm 4 states away from home, and I need to make sure I have a way to where I'm going aspect. So I'm gonna throw caution to the wind and just realize that everybody, including those that I follow, get off their bikes all the time and walk away, and they're still there. So I'm gonna give it a shot and not stress about it. Man, you should see the rocks they put at the end of these trails. If you look down for a split second and then look back up, you will not be going home unscarred. Oh, look at that. You gotta love loose camera mounts. Whoa, that was tight. Reminded me of that bridge. First part of the trip, just going outside of Pittsburgh. I thought I could make that one, and didn't quite. I wish there was a way to tighten this, but it's a little dollar store selfie stick. If someone makes one of these in a nice grade of aluminum, please send me a link or put it down in the comments. I'd like to buy one. I like the concept. I like this mount. It's great, but it's so cheaply made, it keeps getting, see, it's leaning already. Keeps getting off kilter. Now, I originally thought about getting back on the roadway, and I had a bit of time to think about that while waiting on the fog to burn off. And honestly, this is one of those adventures where I didn't want to not do it I didn't want to spend the rest of my days thinking about what if I would have done. you know, when those what ifs come in, that's something you need to do. So I plan to stop somewhere, I'm not sure where yet, to get some food so I have something on hand. Because as you know, based on that photo you looked at, I'm riding through areas where for at least 10 to 15, 16 miles, there's nothing. It's just you, your bike, and the trail. Now, the towns I pass through are great. They have plenty of things I can tap into, but it's the in-between time. If you don't have enough water, you don't have something to eat, it can be bad. Now, even though people are friendly and they stop to check on you, they may not have food either. They just may stop to check on you. So, long story short, I'm going to make sure I have food on board. I'm not really sure what I'm buying yet. You know, that's what's unusual about this trip. I normally get hungry and I have a long list of items I can think of. Maybe it's because my food is actually my fuel. I almost don't care. I just want to get enough of something so I can keep these legs moving. If you see these legs up and down, left and right, that's a good thing. If I'm coasting and I'm talking really good, that's a problem. Because by now you know me, I like momentum. I like to keep moving. And especially now, I got to really put the hammer down. I'm not going to even tell you where I want to go, where I want to be by the end of today, because it scares me just thinking about it. But I'm going to really attempt to do it on a trail with some possibly uncertain conditions. But that's what living the dream is about. You got to step out where others may not dare. I'm out here, I got a good bike, I got the gear I need, I can set up camp almost anywhere, got power. The only missing ingredient right now is food, so once I get that, I'm going for it. I will tell you it's going to be a long day, so much so that I've opted to not get off the bike and take pictures. So a lot of my footage today will be videos like this, because I can keep going. And the mount will move around, so the image will change. I apologize now because I don't know if it's going to hold on or if it's going to get worse. But I think it just adds character to have a slanted viewpoint. I'm already giving you a different viewpoint in bicycle touring, so it's literally going to be a different viewpoint. Periodically I'll switch the angles so you can see what I'm seeing. The trails out here are actually quite good. Crushed limestone surface. All the greenery, the colors are starting to change. It's really pretty beautiful. So, to my right, to my left is actually the river, which makes me want to take a dip. Just passed a guy that looked a little curious. Then again, I'd probably be curious too if I saw a guy talking to his phone. There are purists that really want to get out to the outdoors to enjoy it without devices. So I can see the harsh looks are based on other things than what I might initially think. Now, I haven't talked much about Recumbent Cycle Con. Okay, I just felt myself slow down. Let me drop down a gear. Yeah, it's time for breakfast, I can tell. Okay, tell you what, let's come back to Recumbent Cycle Con. I need to stoke the fire a little bit. I wish I had a slightly different mount. I have to rework this. I want to put it further forward. But if I do that too much, it interferes with the steering. So, not sure what I'll be able to figure out on that. Okay, pardon me up front. You will see me throw seeds. Just not trash, but seeds. Off to the side. Okay, what I'm chewing on now are my Medjool dates. Sorry, you gotta see me with my mouth open, but I gotta get some fuel down the hatch. I ate a few of these about a half hour ago. Feeling pretty good. And I noticed my cadence just dropped back there. One thing about riding like this, you notice, you know your signs of sobriety is sending you a lot more than just on the trail in your neighborhood. a lot more at stake if you're not pedaling right. So get a few of these down the hatch. That'll help me pick up and even out. You know, there's some stuff I've seen along this trail that, for the sake of time, I had to go by. It's a big rock formation. It's just outside of New Weston. Man, that thing looked like a cube out of the Transformers movie. In fact, I wanted to stand beside it and take a timer shot. Title being, don't tell the Decepticons I found the cube. I just envisioned all of that in seconds, and I had to ride by. It's a little creek area below it. It would have been hard to set the shot up. So, some things just gotta go. Not only that, it was really dark up in the underbrush. It would have been hard to illuminate it without a flash. Welcome to my world. I'm always thinking about opportunities to film and shoot photographs. It's gonna make an epic documentary once I get all the footage. May even put a little for the Cycle Con. Not sure yet. It will make sense because that's what I'm riding to. I just haven't thought about what I'm gonna film yet. Man, these are great. Natural energy. I could get the dry dates, but I try to get naturally occurring items as much as I can. Less chance of them being altered or old. Really don't know how old something is when it's already cut up and bagged. Sad, you got to think about that, but you do. Cost is not the only qualifier for good quality. Naturally occurring state is probably the best thing for a lot of ingredients, food sources, and so forth. Convenience, you pay a price for. Anything that's cut up, somebody had to do it, so they had to pay for it, therefore you pay for it. It may be fractional, but you still pay for it. It's not worth it. Yeah, I'm feeling a little better now. Just one date. Morning. People are, for the most part, very friendly out here. And you know, you take that for granted, actually, but this is the one place where I would expect someone to be a little apprehensive. They're on their trail by themselves. You know. Well, actually, that brings me to another thought I had, kind of piggybacking on yesterday's conversation. There's a belief that dark streets are dangerous. You talk to anyone that goes on a certain side of town and they give you that look like, we can't go there, it's dangerous, it's dark. I'll tell you something you may not know. When you go out to some of the very affluent neighborhoods, any city, any state, some of their most exclusive neighborhoods are actually quite dark. And it's not because they can't afford lights. They clearly can. They've got multi-million-dollar mansions out up on hillsides. But a lot of those neighborhoods are dark on purpose to remain exclusive. They have an air of secrecy, of secretism. The affluent like a certain era of elitism, of affluency. The affluent have a certain level of exclusivity they like to maintain. They don't need to have everything brightly lit. Now, maybe the house itself, but not the entire neighborhood. So, a lot of the neighborhoods I used to drive passengers into, a lot of the neighborhoods I drove clients into were quite dark. And you can imagine bringing someone back that's already had a few. If you didn't pay attention in the daytime, you can't get them home. So, being aware of your surroundings helps. But it's always funny for me to hear someone mention how a certain segment of a population is dangerous, or they wouldn't go there, and then you take them home and their neighborhood is just as dark. It's just in a different area. No police patrols. It's just perception is something else. Little things that I noticed that I don't always have a soapbox to stand on and kind of share with people. Now, if these topics are a little heavy or boring, by all means, go to another channel. This is my tour. I'm doing this my way. No offense, but competing against myself. Also talking to myself. Okay, so I'm now in Connellsville. I thought I was in Connellsville. This is South Connellsville. They've got camping and bike trails marked. This is quite nice. Now, on the map, I saw where I needed to turn here to go to the supermarket, because there's Martin's. So I'm going to go for now. So I need to go get some food from the supermarket. So I'll talk to you a little bit.